Hello everybody, it's Leo from Leonidas Trim and Timber, and today we're going to go over a little bit of a how-to in chainsaw maintenance. A little backstory on this chainsaw here. This is the MS290 Farm Boss. This used to be my father's when he had his tree cutting business. Then it passed on to my older brother who currently has his tree cutting business. And now he passed it on to me to get started. So we're going to go over how to change the air filter, how to change the spark plug, and then also how to change the chain on this contraption here. So let's start with how to get to the air filter and how to change that. So the first thing that you'll notice is there's going to be this release button right here. To unlock it, you're going to want to turn it to the left, and that'll pull right off. I've already done the dirty work here, but you'll notice that there are two screws that you can't pull out, but what they do is hold the air filter in place. So I've just hand tightened them in here, and now they can't even come out. So after you take this cover off, ensure that you use either this tool that they give you when you buy the chainsaw. I couldn't find it while I was doing it the first time, so what I did is I put a flathead on a drill gun. So after you do that, after you loosen them up, you'll see that it comes right off here. And you'll notice this thing is filthy. That's not what a good air filter looks like. There's already dust in the middle here, so it's already gone past the point of no return to where it's broken through the filter and into the actual housing itself. Bought this off of Amazon. You got 2 air filters and a brand new spark plug for under $10. So to replace this, all you do is line up this vent with the chainsaw itself. Ensure that you put the forks or the prongs into these holes right here, match them up, give it a good old push. There we go. We are seated fully. So what's going to happen is I'm going to, for sake of time, I'm going to use this and slowly screw it down. I start off fast, and then once I feel a little bit of resistance, I slow it down until it stops. Same thing with this one. Go fast. Then once you feel a little bit of resistance, you stop, and then I'll just crank it. All right, that is the air filter put on. The next thing we're going to look at is the spark plug. The spark plug is housed directly on top of the air filter. So if you'll notice, here's the new air filter looking nice and clean. This plastic or rubber piece is what houses the spark plug. So a couple of things. First, for removal, you want to ensure that you have at minimum a pair of either needle nose pliers if you're feeling frisky, or a standard set of pliers. What you actually want is a specific tool that's made to get spark plugs in and out of chainsaws and out of other things, but I don't have that tool. The next thing that you'll notice, if you look at a spark plug, it's got these threads right here. And to get this spark plug out, you're gonna need a 19mm socket. All right, before you put your spark plug in, you wanna make sure you get one thing correct. You wanna make sure that you have your spark plug gapped correctly. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll notice here on the top of the spark plug, there's this little hook, or this little hood, if you will. And if you look, there is a bit of a gap in between the top of the spark plug and this hood. And you want to ensure that for an MS290 that you're around 0.02 millimeters. How do you get there? Well, you're supposed to have a gauge where you slip it in and you check the distance. But if you don't have that, like a bunch of homeowners don't, and I think my camera is tilted, so I'm gonna fix that for you guys. I have a business card. A standard business card is 0.014 millimeters. And you'll notice when I put this into the spark plug, it slides right in and out without any sort of resistance. Luckily, when I looked on Amazon, this came pre-gapped at the correct distance, so I don't need to worry about pushing it down or pulling it up. But if you do, you want to make sure you're very careful when you do so. So putting it in, you want to make sure that you expose this hole, pull back the hood, And now you just put the spark plug back in. Make sure you put it in hand tightened. That way you're not misthreading anything. All right, I cut out the 2 minutes of me trying to find the threads here, but I've got the threads in there. Now I'm going to take this 19mm socket, put it back in, and I'm going to tighten this spark plug up. Into the machine. You don't want to go too tight, but you want to make sure that it's seated properly. You're going to push this hood back on. All right, the hood is back on. And now before you put the cap back on, you want to put this filter on one more time. Just find the slats that it goes in. Put the cap back on. Sure everything is facing the correct way. And then tighten it up. And it should be seated properly. And that is how you change the air filter and a spark plug in the MS290. Say hi to the camera, everybody.
Hello.
There we go. What's up?
There's a Walmart order that'll be here between 7 and 9. Just
Okay. I'll be here to grab it. I mean, I did that with the...
I know, I wanted to message you, but then I was like, he's recording, I don't want to...
Oh, it won't mess up the recording once it's going. But thank you for the drink, I appreciate it. All right, that was my lovely bride. She brought me a Diet Dr. Pepper. Not sponsored, but Dr. Peppers are delicious. If you guys are opening up in Dr. Pepper at BDoc, for my security forces guys, you know. This bar normally has what type of chain goes on it, but this bar has seen a lot of love and it has been stripped off of it. But this is a 16-inch bar. I'm going to be needing to upgrade to a probably 500i or something like that for some of the bigger trees that I'll be cutting down at my new location that I'm a vendor at Fort Belvoir. I'm blessed to have an opportunity to work there, and they do have lots of big trees. So I'll be in the hunt for one of those soon. But to get to the bar, you can take your tool, put it on these lug nuts. That's going backwards. And you're just gonna untighten them with the tool, and then they should come out with just your fingers. Your guard's gonna come out too, and you'll notice this is so old, it doesn't have the front guard, so it's a muffler straight to it. You'll notice a couple of things. One is dirty, and I haven't cleaned it out recently. But you'll notice that there is this chain tightening mechanism right here. So if you want to get the bar and the chain off at the same time, you want to go counterclockwise and release that. And once you do so, it should pop right off. This thing starts to cut to the left. Actually, no, it cuts to the right, which is indicative of a dull chain or a badly sharpened chain. Actually, if you're cutting your piece of wood, and when you get done, you'll see that the chain has started to curve. That means your chain is unevenly sharpened. And hopefully this is the right chain for my saw. Should be. I'm the one who purchased it. And now we get back to the old issue of when the chains decide to start messing with you. And there's a key technique that I always forget because I don't do this often enough. But you have it, and you're supposed to be able to just drop it, and it should come out. As you can see here, it's not working. So I'm going to fast forward this montage of me messing with this, and you guys are going to see the whole time, but it's going to be fast forwarded, so it doesn't seem that long. All right, and there we have it. We have our chain done. What you're gonna do is you just ensure that you have the spokes lined up with your chain. Line this bad boy up. Ensure everything is seated properly. Grab your machine back. And if you want to make it a little bit easier at the beginning, you can just loosen it up a little bit more. All right, so I have tightened it. You maybe want to over tighten it just to start with, just so everything stays on while you replace your cover. So, cover replacement, you'll notice here what I did is after I took it off, I made sure that the adjusting prong was into the hole in the bar. I ensured that I put the chain over this. Again, you're going to hand tighten these for a second just so you find the proper threading. All right, so these are hand tightened and then tool tightened to the stopping point. These are really important that you get them snug because you don't want them coming off during cutting. Final thing to do is check your tension. This thing is too tight, so you take your tool, you loosen it up ever so slightly, and then you try again. Yo, that is how you change your air filter, your spark plug, and your chain on your MS290. It's been your boy Leo from Leonidas Trim and Timber. Like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. And I'll be coming back with some more tips, tricks, how-tos in the coming days. See ya.